As much as there are Silicon Valley tech billionaires like Oracle's founder Larry Ellison, Google co-founder Larry Page, and Jeff Bezos, who are spending millions in the field of longevity research, Bryan Johnson has decided to take this quest to the next level. The 45-year-old entrepreneur spends about $2 million a year just to have the skin of a 28-year-old and the lung capacity of an 18-year-old. In today's video, we delve into the remarkable story of Bryan Johnson, a billionaire entrepreneur who's literally buying his way into youth. Discover his meticulous routines, cutting-edge experiments, and jaw-dropping measures to extend his lifespan and transform his body. This is a quest for eternal youth like you've never seen before. We'll explore the depths of Bryan's dedication to slowing down the aging process. But does it actually work? Let's get started. Who is Bryan Johnson? To the world, Bryan Johnson is an entrepreneur, venture capitalist, self-proclaimed health rejuvenation athlete, and vlogger. He has quite a history when it comes to making millions. This includes him striking big deals through the likes of his mobile payment app, Braintree, which went on to acquire Venmo, another money-sharing app, in 2012. Ultimately, he sold this in a deal with PayPal for about $800 million in 2023. Currently, Bryan Johnson has taken the helm at Kernel, an organization at the forefront of brain activity measurement using cutting-edge helmets. Additionally, he is deeply involved in Blueprint, his own company dedicated to age reversal. Johnson claims he has already achieved an astounding epigenetic age reversal of 5.1 years, effectively rejuvenating his heart to perform like that of a 37-year-old, defying his actual age of 45. In addition to his entrepreneurial endeavors, Bryan Johnson is a devoted father to 3 children. His son Talmadge has made appearances on Bryan's social media platforms. Both his father and son have taken part in a groundbreaking initiative called the world's first multi-generational plasma exchange as part of the Blueprint project. Bryan Johnson's Blueprint. Before we delve into Talmadge's recent role, let's explore the essence of Blueprint. Currently, Bryan Johnson leads a team of over 30 medical professionals who are dedicated to slowing down the aging process. This forms the core of the entire Blueprint project. Some perceive it as a public science experiment to determine the possibility of maintaining a consistent biological age. Since embarking on this journey, Johnson claims to have successfully reduced his aging rate to a level lower than that of the average 10-year-old. But how exactly has he achieved this remarkable feat? To accomplish this, Johnson has adopted a highly stringent approach. With the assistance of over 30 medical practitioners, ranging from nutritionists to MRI specialists, his daily routine involves an array of body fat scans, routine MRIs, and frequent invasive blood and stool sample tests. These measures aim to determine the biological age of his organs, allowing him to monitor his progress closely. Diet and daily routine. Johnson adheres to a meticulously calculated diet, consuming precisely 1,977 calories per day. He diligently measures his intake to ensure he stays within this range. And if that sounds mind-boggling, guess the amount of vegetables he eats. Johnson devours more than 70 pounds of vegetables every month. His breakfast consists of a standard mix of broccoli, cauliflower, black lentils, mushrooms, garlic, and ginger. This is followed by a nutty pudding meal comprising nuts and berries. Finally, he enjoys a meal composed of vegetables, berries, nuts, and seeds, accompanied by 15 grams of 100% dark chocolate and 30 milliliters of extra virgin olive oil. Johnson claims to have forsaken his previous habit of consuming 3 ounces of red wine daily to meet his metrics. Every single day, Johnson's routine begins at 4:30 a.m. Immediately upon waking up, he completes 35 different exercises. Afterward, he thoroughly follows a list of over 30 supplements, a quantity even surpassing what most sick individuals would take. All of these practices are essential to his Blueprint project, which involves assessing the health of his organs to determine the rate at which he is aging. When asked about it, Johnson states that he is committed to following this routine indefinitely. Even during the nighttime, Johnson maintains a strict sleep routine. He sleeps alone in a temperature-controlled room with a custom heat-moderating mattress. According to experts, This hyper-intense regimen is estimated to cost him approximately $2 million annually. Yet, for someone like Bryan Johnson, such expenses are considered insignificant. A walking guinea pig. While Bryan Johnson diligently gathers all this data, it remains largely preliminary, just like the impact of his regime and routines on his biological age. As captivating as it is to witness Johnson's unwavering commitment to increasing longevity and slowing down the aging process, some experts express concerns regarding the discipline and financial resources necessary to sustain such a demanding regimen. Not to mention, there is little scientific evidence to support his choices. Renowned longevity expert and founder of Blue Zones LLC, Dan Buettner, once referred to Johnson as a walking experiment during an interview with Fortune. Nevertheless, Buettner asserts that Johnson is still worth observing, anticipating that the true effectiveness of his endeavors will become more apparent in the next decade. Clearly, the affluent CEO embraces the role of a willing guinea pig to advance his cause, but the lingering question remains: does it truly work? The truth. According to Blue Zone's website, the entire regimen appears to be effective. However, it faces significant criticism, with many questioning the value of extending one's lifespan if it means living on a diet resembling baby food and undergoing extensive lab examinations. Despite the criticism, Johnson has made several claims about his health achievements. He claims that his body inflammation levels are 66% lower than the average 10-year-old. He has experienced an 80% reduction in gray hair, maintains an ideal liver fat ratio, possesses the fitness levels of an 18-year-old, and ages only 277 days for every 365-day year. Additionally, he asserts that he identified and corrected a potential health issue, bilateral internal jugular vein stenosis, without resorting to surgery. But why did he create Blueprint? In a YouTube video, Johnson shares the motivation behind the project. He explains that Blueprint originated years ago when he found himself overeating every night as a result of the stresses of daily life. These stresses included being a startup entrepreneur, a father to 3 young children, leaving the religion he was born into, and dealing with chronic depression. Every evening at 7 p.m., he felt compelled to overeat and was unable to stop himself. Johnson describes how that type of lifestyle took a toll on his health and accelerated his aging process. He envisioned a different future for himself. Thus, the idea of systematically and reliably avoiding self-harming behavior became one of the most crucial goals of the 21st century. Blood swapping. In a recent development, Bryan Johnson has taken his regimen to an extreme level by engaging in blood swapping with his younger son, Talmadge. Collaborating with his son and father Richard, they embarked on a venture to harness the potential benefits from the youngest son's plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets, as reported by NDTV Highlights. Drawing inspiration from mouse experiments, which lacked solid scientific evidence for translating the results to humans, they began the process by extracting 1 liter of blood from Talmadge. Simultaneously, Bryan had a liter of his own blood replaced with Talmadge's, while Richard followed suit by exchanging his liter with Bryan's. Notably, Talmadge did not receive any replacement blood and relied on natural replenishment of his reserves. Bryan Johnson believes that swapping his blood with a younger individual can potentially rejuvenate and fortify the body and its organs. However, this notion remains a theory for Bryan Johnson, as experts strongly disagree. The pursuit of eternal youth has captivated humanity's imagination for as long as we have been around, and Johnson's relentless pursuit resonates with that timeless desire. Yet, the question lingers in the air: can one truly buy back their youth and slow down the unyielding march of time? What do you think?